From the Convergence Studio in the School of Communication, this is Loyola News Chicago.
Hello and welcome to Loyola News Chicago. I'm Allison Klein.
And I'm Betsy Moline. Here's the news of the week. First, an update on contract negotiations following a one-day strike earlier this month by adjuncts and non-tenured track faculty. There will be an upcoming vote on the contract that has been tentatively agreed to by the university and faculty union. If the vote goes through, it will provide raises and two-year appointments for a new part-time teaching classification called adjunct instructors. Loyola President Joanne Rooney recommends the faculty vote in favor of the new agreement. Non-tenured track instructor Matthew Williams believes the strike was an important part of convincing the administration.
By the end of this process, after we struck, the administration was very eager to reach an agreement with us, but at the start, they were stonewalling.
Votes among the members of the union representing non-tenured track faculty are taking place both today and Friday.
Although the non-tenured track faculty reached a tentative agreement with Loyola, graduate student negotiations were not brought up for discussion. Loyola Phoenix reporter Mary Norkel says the grad students are supportive of negotiations for the faculty, and they did get one new benefit from the university.
One of the organizers I talked to, Alex Stubbs, he said that the NTT has really taken priority for them. They support each other. It's a symbiotic relationship, and so the NTT faculty gaining a contract has taken priority, and the graduate students have kind of taken a back seat. So they haven't done a lot of organizing recently, but the dental coverage is definitely a huge win for them.
Meanwhile, graduate student Lyle Enright, who teaches several English classes, told our Cheryl Huang that Loyola is using part-time graduate faculty to forego certain benefits. He's grateful for the opportunity to pursue his degree, but says the students are looking for more livable wages and benefits.
And haven't had a lot to complain about, but I've also learned through being part of the Graduate Student Advisory Council that my colleagues in other departments often don't receive the same benefits. They don't feel taken care of in the same way. So I've had to learn to be.
Loyola's Jesuit sister school, Georgetown, recognized its graduate student union earlier this month, and the University of Illinois reached a tentative contract with its graduate students in March. The two Loyola students who were detained by campus safety officers in February are now suing the university. Alan Campbell and Paloma Fernandez claimed their civil rights were violated during the incident on February 24th. Witnesses shot the video of the incident in the Davis Student Center on their phones and posted it to social media. Campbell and Fernandez alleged that they were treated unfairly because of their race and that campus safety used excessive force. The suit charges that the university defamed them and intentionally caused them emotional distress. The case has been filed in federal court. An initial hearing is scheduled for May 10th.
Loyola Medical Center is calling on Illinois officials to do something about gun violence. They partnered with Cardinal Blaise Supich to advocate for policy changes.
It is irresponsible to just shrug our shoulders and declare the problem to be unsolvable.
At a news conference, the medical center said they saw 283 gunshot wound patients this year, double from last year. Loyola Medicine and Supich are fighting for a bill requiring criminal background checks for all gun shop employees and training to determine when someone is buying a gun for another person. The Senate bill passed, but Governor Rauner vetoed it last month, citing extra costs for businesses. Supich and Loyola Medicine are hoping for bipartisan support for this bill to become law. From Waywood Medical Center to the Water Tower campus, the Loyola community is talking about gun control. Carla Rogner talked to students about Loyola getting involved in the gun control debate.
Some Loyola students had positive reactions to their university's medical center taking a stand on gun control.
I think it's a good thing for Loyola to be doing. We pride ourselves on being a major university, especially being in the Chicago area, and I think it's good that we're stepping in to public conversation on major issues like this.
So I'm really glad that Loyola is speaking out on behalf of the state of Illinois and what needs to be done here, but it's also like very reliant on what our neighboring states do as well.
I think it's a good idea that Loyola should get involved with this, simply because like this is like factoring into like the well-being of the students, the professors, like the workers, and like anybody who's associated with Loyola.
Gun laws have been receiving national attention in recent months. Tomorrow marks the 19th anniversary of the Columbine High School shootings, and walkouts are expected in Chicago public schools. Carla Rogner, Loyola News, Chicago.
Supporters of gun control are still trying to find enough votes to override the governor's veto. They appear to be several short in both the House and the Senate.
There's just a week and a half left in the spring semester, and students are bracing themselves for the countless tasks coming their way. Marlon Vargas shows us how Loyola students are keeping up.
Long days and even longer nights. That is what it feels like to many students at Loyola as the semester ends.
I'm at like the peak of stress right now. Yeah, it's really stressful.
It is no surprise that the end of the semester is one of the toughest of times, but Loyola students are finding a way to stay calm and make the best of it.
I just hang out with my fraternity brothers and sisters. Like, they always give me a good laugh. Don't try to spend too much time because they're a little distracting, but just enough to the point where I'm not as overwhelmed.
At the end of the semester, I'll be graduated, so I'm going to live my best life, hang out with all my friends before they move away, and not worry about anything.
Stress, papers, and group projects will not faze students who are working hard to push through the next couple of weeks. On campus, Loyola has put up flyers as to how students could stay healthy during final season.
As finals and deadlines approach and stress piles on, it is important to remember to stay hydrated, get a good enough sleep, and to eat well. Marlon Vargas, Loyola News, Chicago.
Finals begin on Monday, April 30th, and end the following Saturday. Graduation ceremonies begin on May 8th. You know, Betsy, we had our first class together freshman year, and now we are about to graduate. Do you think you're ready?
I'm ready to be done with finals, so.
I could not agree more.
Yep.
All right, after the break, don't lose interest in the Ramblers yet this season. You might need your spirit wear for a men's volleyball game.
And find out yet another reason Wrigley Field is one of the best places in the city.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at SaveTheFood.com.
Let yourself go. Let yourself go. You always come around looking so uptight, scared that you're gonna be impolite. Is this the way you wanna live your life? Please listen to me and see the light. You need to express, take free from the stress. Let's leave our regrets and see.
The men's volleyball team is heading to the Midwestern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association Championship. The men's volleyball team began MIVA tournament play last Saturday, April 14th, and defeated the Lindenwood Lions 3-0. Loyola, who lost to Lindenwood just 9 days earlier, came out slow before coming back to take the first set, 25-19. The Ramblers then won the final two sets by scores of 25-21 and 25-22. Senior Ricky Gevis led the Ramblers with 13 kills, while fellow senior Jeff Jendrick had 7 kills and 2 aces. The win moved Loyola on to the MIVA semifinals, where they played Ball State last night. The Ramblers struggled out of the gate, losing the first set 25-22, before sweeping the final 3 sets in dominating fashion. Senior Colin Mahan led the team with 16 kills, while Jeff Jendrick had 7 blocks. The win advances Loyola to the MIVA Championships game, where they'll play the Ohio State Buckeyes this Saturday in Columbus, Ohio at 7 p.m. The winner of Saturday's match will earn an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. All of this great play has not gone unnoticed. The team's coach, Mark Hulse, was named Midwestern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association Coach of the Year. Not only that, 3 of Loyola's players made the MIVA first team. One of the 3 is freshman Garrett Zulga, who was named MIVA Freshman of the Year. The team continues to work hard to prepare for their tournament championship game this Saturday.
Loyola basketball senior guard Dante Ingram has signed with a professional agency and could enter the upcoming NBA draft. Ingram's most well-known play this season was when he hit a buzzer-beater three-pointer to advance Loyola to the second round of March Madness. Ingram has signed with Edge Sports International. The agency sees him as a sleeper, a player who could make it to the team by flying under the radar. But according to his agent, he could be moving up in the mix. We'll have to wait for the draft June 21st to see what happens. The Chicago Cubs kicked off their season on March 29th. While fans are eager to cheer on their favorite team, Chicago's April weather has been a bit of an issue. Haley Spittler talked to fans around Wrigley about cancellations.
The sun is out today, but just yesterday, Chicagoans were seeing snow. I went around Wrigley and asked Cubs fans how the bad weather is impacting the team.
It's kind of annoying. It hasn't directly affected me, but some people I know because the game has to be rescheduled, they just can't make it to the game anymore. So that can drive down attendance in the park.
I mean, based off of today, not really, because yesterday it was raining and stuff, so I'd rather have it be postponed and be able to come in and it's beautifully sunny, so I'm okay with it.
We have the best fans in the world. I was here Saturday for the 9-run comeback with my son, so it's we have the best fans of any sport in the world. You can hear by that cheer. So, I mean, I don't know how many people are here yet because I haven't walked in yet, but for a postponement from a Wednesday to a Thursday afternoon, it's amazing if you even get a crowd. But yet, here you do.
Today's game against the Cardinals is actually a makeup of yesterday's cancellation due to that snow. It was the 4th postponement at Wrigley so far this season, but Cubs fans are still making it out to support their team. Haley Spittler, Loyola News Chicago.
So far this baseball season, there have been a total of 24 games postponed across the major leagues, only 19 days into the season.
An online vote has named Wrigley Field the best building in Chicago. Wrigley is the second oldest ballpark in baseball and can seat over 40,000 fans a game. It is known for its ivy-colored walls and iconic red sign over the main entrance. The stadium beat out other Chicago icons like Willis Tower and the John Hancock Building.
History. I mean, the ivy in the back is world known, so you got to come for the experience and check out the stadium. I hope they don't change it.
I myself am actually really excited to get out to the baseball field once the weather finally cooperates.
That's it for this edition of Loyola News Chicago. I'm Betsy Moline.
Check back next week for more news. I'm Allison Klein. Thank you.